Good morning and welcome back to Sosnovka. As you can see, it's a lovely clear day. It's almost 10 in the morning. The harvest is ready to go. So we are going to get our harvester harvesting. We've done the tidy up on the cattle, so their feeding trough is at 100% cleanliness. They're at 100% productivity. We are full, all systems go. We do have the extra fields to harvest today, so yeah, we should have quite a good day today, but we do have to figure out the logistics of moving this guy around. So in fact, I'm going to pause him right there, because as we discussed not very long ago at all, your purchases for the day should be made at the beginning. Then you can go into the negative during your harvesting with wages and then sell your crops and make the money back. We need $4,500 to get something. We are going to buy it. It will be very useful. We're going to sell one bale of silage, quick easy cash. I found $980. I was actually a little bit flabbergasted there by that amount of money for one bale. I'd forgotten. Yeah, silage is a way to make a lot of money very quickly. It's something I haven't done, almost deliberately. You can mow and mow and mow and make silage and grind out money at the beginning of the game. There are various ways to do that. I guess I've kind of done it, although we haven't seen the results yet, by going and stealing land. But there's always a way to give yourself a little boost. A bit of forestry, which we also did very early game, just a little bit. And we are going to make more use of the wood, I can assure you of that. Yeah, so our little way was like that. So you need a quick bit of cash. Always remember, once you've got bales knocking around, as long as you're not going to mess up your food for your cows and drop your productivity, then there you go. It's like a little savings account. Anyway, the reason we're here is because we need to harvest fields at basically, not quite, but almost opposite sides of the map. And we are not going to drive that harvester backwards and forwards all that way. So we now have enough money, just enough money. And there are two things, in fact, I think we're going to try and buy. If we can. We are going to buy this trailer. In the Lowloader section. We will go with standard rims, and we have bought him. Now this is a very, very handy trailer. Other Lowloaders are available. This one has the advantage of being flat, whereas some of the others, they have handy spaces for when you're actually moving vehicles, but this needs to be multi-purpose. And it also has fastening straps, so we can use this for moving our pallets and what have you around also. Now we've only got $900 left. I need to do some maths. No, we're going to be okay for now. We'll have some money. We'll make money as we need to make money, but for now I'm going to take this back to the farm so we're ready as and when to transport the harvester up to the second set of fields. It doesn't matter now that the wages are going to take us into the red. Right, I know you guys are now fully familiar with the field routine. We'll get the little Zeta off. The harvester is harvesting. This guy's going to start ploughing. It's ploughing day. He and the harvester both move at 6 miles an hour, so he's not going to catch him up, and the Zeta just needs to nip in between doing the fertilising as and when, and doing odd jobs and such as. So we've mown and baled as we've gone along 2 bales of grass. I've got one here in the Baler. We've got a little bit of traffic congestion over here on the field we need to sort out, so we are just gonna, just for a minute, we're just gonna put the mower down there. We're gonna empty our bale of grass. To save us picking it up again later, we will just leave it here, and we will get to the field and sort out this issue. basically somebody left the trailer right in the way. So just in time. I forgot to turn on the straw swath initially too, but that's really not a concern. We are going to have a tsunami of bales all too soon. In fact, we're not going to bale all the straw available. I think that may be ridiculous, although it is an income stream that I haven't explored. Without baling, I didn't want to be spending too much time picking up straw, picking up grass and taking it across the street and dumping it pretty much bucket by bucket. But now we do have options, and one of them is to get these bales and sell them, use them, whatever we need to do with them. The Massey Ferguson balers, there is a square baler available in the mod pack too. One feature of them, apart from their economy, is that they require much less horsepower than the particularly the square baler. I think you can run that with about 88 horsepower, which is a lot less than most of the other, all of the other square balers run at. So that is another thing to consider, especially when you're starting off. And apart from anything else, you have the tractors that you've got and very little option to upgrade. Anyway, we shall get on here, see how we get on. Right, we've had to make some adjustments because of the flow of the field with me baling up the straw as best I can. So we've had to stop Mr. Plough because he's catching up the harvester. He's going to come back around here and fertilise. We're just going to leave this trailer here because I think hopefully the harvester will empty straight into it. The plough can stay there and we can carry on with baling. And I've got a little system going with the baling, which is working out quite nicely. So a bale is about a whole length of the field and about a third of the way back. Let's see. Remember to turn off your machinery, like I turned off the baler there, just to get moved around a little bit quicker between runs, etc. Just don't run the whole time with the baler or seeder or whatever turned on. There we go. Right, so we're just going to drop this one here. And we're going to carry on. And on the way back up, we'll pick that one up on the forks. And that should be absolutely perfect. Is that harvester going to get in that trailer? I hope so. Yes, he is. Fantastic. Right, all the baling. And obviously it's ploughing day, which does mean there's an extra stage to everything. This is where it might be handy at some times to have an extra tractor. But at the same time, that's expensive. Certainly not something we can really look to do. Right, so here we go. So now the bale in the machine is full. I'm going to run these two back up to the yard. Saves that moment in the day when you just have to sit there stacking bales, especially as an auto loader is a luxury we are certainly not going to be using. I could start putting some straight on one of the bale trailers, to be honest, because we've got plenty already. So maybe I'll do that as we go along, and as we do that we can empty that one, drop him, close him up, and off we go. It's all working out quite nicely. Helper E is blocked by an object. Fantastic. You see, by leaving the implement there, it stops the next guy coming along from overtaking him or getting ahead. That's my plan. It worked perfectly there. Didn't want him to carry on fertilising stuff that's already been done. Right. And then we can crack back on now. Fertilise a bit more that hasn't been touched yet. And then we have the option of either putting him back on the plough or letting him doing a little bit of seeding. Anyway, the system works. It's Now we need to give these cows some straw for their bedding, so again straight off the field, one in the forks and one straight out of the baler. I'm very pleased to say we've already filled our 20,000 litre trailer with wheat, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm actually just going to leave him here for a moment so I can help get on with the baling and get the fields turned around. Yeah, we've ploughed out those fields quite nicely. I will keep track of what I think we've increased the yield by, plus the fact that now most of our field space, or half of our field space, is stolen. We'll be absolutely laughing. Right, no need to worry about that harvester. He's going to finish this field and then we can switch him straight over to the next one. So off we go, carry on. Right, we've cleared the first field of bales. In fact, we've only baled 2/3 of it because I forgot to turn on the straw swath, as I said. So let's see how much we get for a bale of hay. Sorry, straw. $164, that's not bad. A lazy one. So you see, for the investment, this baler only cost $12,000. Well, you're going to make that back very quickly with him, and it makes things so much easier. You can do this with loading wagons. I don't think you get as much money for the literage. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, once you can get a baler going, and that is much easier thanks to mods and second-hand equipment or old equipment, then you can really start making the most out of your land and the grass and other people's land. Right, here we are. We've finished harvesting the top fields. We've just finished, the workers just finished replanting the field 19. So we'll move him over onto field 14 to start fertilising shortly. We're basically just taking the opportunity to have a little break and a stock take, and also top up the money. Now we're going to drop off these bales. Please. Oh, I had a bale the other day that wouldn't spike, and now I've got one that won't get off the spikes. Okay. It doesn't matter, it's the last one we need to put on here. Basically I'm leaving 2 bales of straw over there, and that will leave us exactly the right ingredients to make 2 more buckets of mixed rations. These ones we're going to sell, and the little experiment here that we don't know, I'm hoping that this is going to be a low enough trailer. Oh, let's put the straps on. The one at the back isn't strapped, but you can wedge things, and it's also ramped at the back. Quite a handy spot for putting pieces of equipment, and the bales will stay there reasonably well too. As I was saying, I'm hoping this might just auto sell because the trailer is nice and low. I think the Brantner's a bit high and it doesn't. Oh yes, look at that. Fantastic. Oh, and we just triggered the information point. There you go, how easy is that? And some people, I think, don't even realise that this sell point's here. They're always looking for that red barn. But that's your bale sell point. Or, of course, just your mown and collected straw, grass, hay, etc. Right, while we're here, before we start disappearing off on errands, we're going to just check on the animals. They need some water and some grass. We have 1 bale of grass right here. So on the way up, I can just show you. So we baled about half this field. The plough's ready to go. We'll move the guy over to fertilise while we're running around in this lad. I've actually started keeping the bales from this field separate, just so I can keep an eye. I think this field will count as our straw field in the main. Right, grass for them. I'm pretty sure we've probably got a reasonable amount of water left in here, but it's really not far to go and get some, and it's always free. Oh, lots of water. There we go. Right. So yeah, and we're going to go off and sell the crops now, top up the money, give us a little bit more flexibility In fact, today we didn't have enough money to buy the fertilizer and seed that we need to finish the day. That's okay, we had enough to get to where we are, and we've got a little bit of each left over still after almost completely doing one field. So yeah, that's always an option. Don't panic if you suddenly realise you're out of money. You can sell a bale, you can pop over, sell your harvest. We're kind of freed from the angst of choices because we do have that rule that we need to just sell our harvest every day for the highest price at the time we leave the yard, even though the prices can change by the time we get to the sell point. But there you are. Okay, and here we are. These fields have been done. They'll need fertilizing later, but we'll do that at the end of the day when we come back to clean up after those cows. We've managed to get the combine. Now this may look a little bit, you know, not exactly up to the best safety standards, but it's going to work. Or is it going to work? That is what we are worried about. We shall be careful. Now we're just going to back, I think we can back this seeder up into here. This may be pushing our luck, I really don't know, but I don't want to leave any empty space on this trailer. If I can possibly avoid it, I'm going to try and get everything we need to harvest up the top fields on here in one go. Let's see. If I leave that there, that's going to go horribly wrong. Right, I should have rehearsed this perhaps, but as they say, what's the worst that can happen? I'm not proposing to tow all this across the map with this small tractor. Looks pretty safe to me. We'll give it a go. I don't mind. It's Sosnovka. Very underpopulated area, as we are very familiar with, as long as we can get it done. For those purists out there who are currently weeping, I'm really sorry. Right, let's have a little think here. These are the things. The trailers are already there. We sold the wheat up at the transport company, which isn't too far from the other fields. So I left the trailers up there. So we're going to need the plough. We've got that on there, that on there, that on there. This guy's going to tow him. We are going to need, I don't know actually, we've got almost a full seeder. We'll see how we get on. Right, fingers crossed. Tally ho for Sosnovka. It actually looks, oh, there are some bumps here. It looks reasonably solid. Oh, look, you see. The trailer just needed a seeder to wedge the combine on nice and safely. And yeah, I know there's only actually one low loader. I'll show you next time we're in the shop that really is wide enough to carry a harvester safely. The rest all need the tyres to hang off the edges, so I'm really not taking the mickey too badly here. And it seems to be working. And I make the rules because this is my Sosnovka. Oh crikey, I've really got to pay a bit more attention though. Right. Tell you what I really need to do, of course. Put the hazards on, then it can't be our fault. Sometime later, in fact not long later, I'm teasing you. We are here. We have made it. This has actually been remarkably solid. The fastening straps make absolutely no difference to this, by the way. They do not affect vehicles and machinery that you put on there. But no, this is where you see the Sosnovkan ways are the best ways. Ramps down. Yeah. Seeder off. And here comes the big boy. Oh, there we go. Absolutely perfect. Love it. Off he goes. Right. Little Zeta. Is this going to be too much of a struggle for him if I over challenge this guy? I know he can't work this plough. I'm kind of hoping he can get it there. We'll soon find, just about. We're going to get the fertilizer on the front, and we're actually going to refill this fertilizer straight from a bag up at the shop, so that's going to help. Yes. Oh, this little Zeta just doesn't let you down. Plan is a good one. Okay, so we've made it to the shop in one piece. We shall buy ourselves, we are going to need some more, so we may as well do it at once. We'll buy 2 of those, and I think 3 bags of fertilizer. That's going to keep us going. That's probably a little bit more than we needed. I'm going to drop the plough there, otherwise I will get tangled up. I'm not really sure about this stuff spawning in the shop. Excuse me. It's kind of cool in a way. Maybe vehicles should, but other stuff, sometimes it's quite a challenge to get your equipment hitched up and out of there. But anyway, and now he's got the added weight in the front. We're going to try not to plough up the car park. Off we go. We'll leave these guys there for later. Oh, here we are, arriving up at the field. We've made it. Gang's all here. So we'll leave the plough for the big guy. And that exactly fits. And that's why I actually love this fertilizer spreader. There is the Massey Ferguson one that does a much wider width, which I thought of. At the end of the day, when I've got to do those night fertilizers, when I'm just going to do a whole field, there's nobody else on it. Obviously they're going to save a little bit of time and potentially some wages if I'm feeling lazy. But for actual field rotation, this guy is absolutely the bee's knees. Right, we've just emptied out the harvester, so we'll move out the way. You have to be a little bit gentle with this trailer. It will, look, that's what you need to do. You can bash it. Few goes at trying to empty the smaller harvesters. I think it's only an issue with the Sampro and the small case. You will find the point where you can happily empty into the trailer. Right, we'll leave this trailer here for now. I planted all soy beans up this end of the farm just to keep things simple. They're obviously quite a low yield in terms of numbers. Keep it to one crop. It all goes in one trailer. Just those silly little things can save you so much time. Got carried away once and did, oh, I'll do one of each crop, and then was backwards and forwards with half full trailers for a very long time. So certainly for expeditions like this. And also, you know, we're staying here the night. We're not going to go back to the farm. We'll hide in amongst those buildings. We don't need a shelter, we're hardy. And yeah, just go backwards tomorrow basically, so that's the plan. I'm just cutting across town to the other fields, and I've noticed that the harvester is now actually so dirty you can't really see. Oh, or can we get through this way? I think we can. Yes, we can. Right, we're just gonna take this end off here so we can leave the chap. We'll have a little bit more room for his turning. Get him cracking over here. Very, very desolate. I'm not even sure what these places are supposed to be. They just look to any of the places around here. They don't look like homes, let me put it that way. I've yet to see a nice house and a nice garden anywhere on this map. We may find it yet. Right. All good to go. Right, so from our 2 stolen fields we've got just over 12,000 soybeans, which equates, using my special spreadsheet, to about 23,000 wheat, which is a little bit more than we got out of field 19. So there you go, and it wasn't ploughed. So we've stolen more land than field 19. Right, we're out of cash. $907 per 1,000 litres right here at the vegetable warehouse, right next to our stolen fields, in fact right between them. So we're just going to check the finances screen to check. We got 11,300, which wasn't actually a very good price look for the wheat compared to what we've got in previous days, which has mostly been soy. Soybean is just seems to be consistently the most certainly of these crops with this equipment, and there are certainly stuff like potatoes and sugar beet. Once you can start harvesting those, then that's fantastic. You will make a lot of money, but it's a lot of investment to get into that. Anyway, enough of my chitter chatter. So we're going to make, what we're going to make, about another 11,500, 22,000 harvest income for the day. That is very nice. Obviously it's cost us a little bit of money in wages, in seed and fertilizer, and in fact the reason that I need to go and sell this now is because we've run out of fertilizer and we've probably got enough seed just left to do that field. Right, the good old transport company, very handy. If this is consistently the highest price for soy, and we just keep planting it right here, then that's the easiest money we're ever going to make. Ta-da! $11,385. We're solvent again. A little bit tight coming around there. Right, we're going to get the fertilizer topped up. Get a pallet or two of seed as well, just to keep us going. Because remember, we're going to stay up here for the night and return these fields tomorrow. So we need some supplies for tomorrow, so we don't have to zigzag across this beautiful map too often. The people, it's looking a bit more populated around here. I hope you've noticed since the earlier episodes. I think in episode 3 I particularly pointed out that the people looked rather odd. Their eyes are much more human looking than they were, unless you've got your torch on. That can be a bit scary. But yeah, the place is coming to life. I like to think it's all down to us. Anyway, here we are getting back with the top up of supplies. I did actually forget I'd bought extra this morning, which we left at the shop. There you go. So we've still got a reasonable amount of money. We're going to have loads of money now because I'm going to sell some eggs. The bedrock of every farm's economy. And in fact, now that we've stolen this land, I mean, we've got a reason to come to this side of the map. And it certainly, as we've seen, a very good reason. It also just means you do more. Is it really worth going to the chickens and coming to town just to do the eggs if you've no other business on this side of town at all? Not really. So you kind of tend not to do it. Just of note on this Lowloader, the fastening straps don't look like they get the bags of fertilizer. It is locked on. I did give it a good bump deliberately. You get a nice effect on the pallets. Unfortunately the bags, but they're there. Don't worry too much about the visuals. Alright, get this chap going. We were that short, you know, not much, and we only brought a full seeder up, and I think a full seeder is actually going to be enough to do these two fields, which is handy to know for the logistics. We'll probably leave one pallet of seed up here regardless, just so we've got some spares, and as I say, we're staying here for the night, so we will certainly need some more for tomorrow. Ah, right, I was just about to mention actually with regards to the other guy, this field, because we've stolen it, the staff do get a little bit confused about the boundaries. They don't like getting too close to this building over here. If you just watch the guy with the cedar, he may well stop. Now we're past it, I can hire in a chap that, there you go, I'm not going near that building. Yes you are. So yeah, the first stripe manually, it's one of those things you kind of figure out by trial and error, but it's hardly a huge deal. Right, yeah, we're going to stay here. Don't know, maybe we'll invest in a hut or two when we're feeling really really rich. We know it's best perception wise. We live in the age of perception. Even the man of the ministry is checking our perception, and for us to look like a nice tidy professional bunch of chaps will go down very, very well indeed. So yeah, who knows how we might develop this little area here. I wish there was somewhere on Xbox, and forgive me if there is, please tell me if there is, I could lay a bit of concrete there. I'd like just a little bit hard standing with a couple of those small vehicle shelters. That would be perfect. Okay, so we've come back down to the main farm in the bigger tractor. We brought the small trailer back. We know we're not going to need that up on the other fields. We brought the fertiliser back, which we're just dropping off, and we've given these fields its last layer of fertilisation. All of the field work is done. The rest of the guys are just going to stay up here, camp out for the night, have a little barbecue. It will be fantastic. We have very little left to do. We're going to finish up down here by finishing off tidying up these bales. These are all of the bales from field 14. Had to remind myself with the mini map there, I do forget. Yeah, 14 bales. That, at my calculations, is probably getting on for a week's worth. It is a week's worth. But as we have seen, it is a useful way to make money. And talking of which, we're going to sell this straw production here. Getting down as nicely as we can. That's beautiful. One more. I do prefer stacking them stood up, and you will get the little knack of literally just flicking them over. Well, not flicking them, tipping them over. Too slow to be a flick. There you go. Obviously then they're not going to roll up your trailer apart from anything else, although you can also of course pop out, put the tension belts on as and when you need to secure your load. Oh, nearly lost him off the end there. Now, the other issue in terms of selling these is I'm not sure these are going to auto sell in the way that the Lowloader did, which is why I think long term that's going to be a good. That's why I bought that one. Now I leased this and we've only really used it for this, which wasn't very good. But I did have other intentions for it. The sudden arrival, we'll put the straps on, the sudden arrival of the cows and the expansion of the farm has obviously led to it. It's been a very long day today. It's literally been 4.5 hours of gameplay. We had to plough. The disruption is reflected in the figures, which we'll have a look at. Let's see if we can get these in. If not, of course, we've got the old Sosnovka method of speeding up the... No. Oh, they are! Well, oh, that is fantastic. I'm so glad about that wood, which is what I usually use this trailer for, giving something away there. Won't auto sell at the land sell points, or unless it's been patched, who knows. It's always good to try things that didn't work before, because you never know. In this universe, things do change. Right, we've sold all of that, so let's have a look at the figures now. We're going to start down at the bottom. Loan interest is where we predicted about $1,200 a day now, with the $300,000 loan. We've paid over $10,000 in wages, which sounds a huge amount. You can see there it's really reflected in the fact that we doubled the amount of land that we well, not doubled, but we've added substantially to the amount of land we're cultivating. And of course we ploughed today, which has to be done as a separate stage because we can't use the front cultivator and the seeder to get two things done at once. Harvest income is obviously gone up. That is very, very nice. Fertilizer costs and seed costs, they're going to be balancing out somewhere around there. There's about daily figures for those items, so that's okay. Milk, we haven't had a full day's milk figure yet because we bought the cows yesterday, so that wasn't a full day. So at midnight tonight we'll get a full day's milk money. We've sold $5,000 worth of bales, so that in itself has offset half of our wage costs for a very, very busy day, so that's something to keep in mind. Vehicle leasing costs, well, that's ongoing. The bump layer was obviously the extra equipment that we've been using. We probably put an hour on the plough by now as well, an extra hour. Up here, well, buy, sell. Where are the other figures we wanted to maybe look at? These ones here. Where is it? Not today's figures, yesterday's figures. Vehicle leasing cost, running costs, $4,000. There we are. Now that seems a lot. And a lot of that, if we look on the vehicle screen, is I think $2,400 for the case. Now a lot of people make a big thing about the vehicle daily expenses and you got to get them down, buy a new tractor because you don't want to pay that. That's $2,400 even using the facility of the mods, which would be this chap here. That's going to take us a long time to say, that's going to be that's 20 days, 25 days it would take to save the money by doing that. 25 days in this game is a very, very long time, as you know. So it's not really something to rush. It's something to keep in mind and prioritise, but it's not something to rush to do. Oh, there's the finance screen. I went all the way around the menu the wrong way before. I do that a lot. Anyway, we're just going to wait now. We're going to come back at midnight just to update on the final figure. But I think from now on, we've made 11,000 profit today so far. That's probably going to be a little bit less maybe once the rest of the daily overheads have come out and the milk money's gone on after midnight. But yeah, we're doing well now. We've gone from about $2,500 a day profit right at the beginning, averaging about 4,000. And then now we're up into decent money and we can actually start getting on with this. And here we are, it's just after midnight. We'll give these cows a little quick clean before we finish for the day and turn in. Although, of course, we don't work anywhere near this late at night. Only under the most special of circumstances. I've just popped out here. There's the cows all very happy. We put one extra mix of power food in today. We topped up the straw with one bale. Did that off camera. Right, finances. What we need to see here is milk sold. There you go, $8,449. That will be our daily income from the beasts. And do note, we've already got an extra cow, and we'll have another extra cow sometime tomorrow. Well, today now, in the next episode, I should say. So by the end of the week, we'll have about 35, 36 cows, which will be magnificent. So I think if we actually look at that finance screen, we look at yesterday, that was $4,000 for the day profit. Added the 3,000 nearly dollars for the milk, that's 7,000. We won't necessarily be leasing, we won't be buying a new vehicle, so that's 4,500 again. So yeah, we're up to $11,000 a day profit, and that's a very good place to be, especially considering where we started. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Take care. Leave us a like, any comments, suggestions, especially with mods. I don't have time to check them all. There's something we found in the Bale handling department we'll probably show you in the next episode. But take care for now. Thanks for watching and goodbye.